provoking me to intervene, and let me just remind you, 1982 Asiad Games, you remember that? I remember it because as school-going kids, that was the time Color TV came to India, and we saw Delhi's face changing. And you know what Bhuta Singh called it, and he was the chairman of the committee that was looking after it. He called it the Indira Gandhi Games. Now, that can be allowed. Do you think Indira Gandhi actually spoke about the emergency which had just gone by? Do you think Indira Gandhi spoke about Sikhs who were protesting at that point in time? You know, why do you expect the Prime Minister to discuss Bilkis Bano with the G20 countries? And that's where comes the observation that Congress को हर बात पे मिर्ची क्यों लगती है?
Navika, Amitabh Kant was right now talking on your show about India being an example of democratic freedom, when he's the man who went on record to say, well, India's problem may be too much democracy. I mean, we can't have such hypocritical rhetoric going on in the public space.
Talk of hypocrisy, well...
Let me make the bigger point. You mentioned Mrs. Gandhi. Let me respond because I'm a big fan of Mrs. Gandhi, although I concede the emergency was a terrible aberration. Mrs. Gandhi withdrew the emergency, lost an election, came back again. What you have in India since 2014 is an undeclared, unofficial emergency. I think India today is not a democracy, and I think any individual who's perhaps on the side who is critical of the establishment is understanding what I'm trying to convey. But the point, Navika, that we need to acknowledge, I have no problem with Mr. Modi marketing himself using the forums that are available to him. But to use the G20 presidency, which is not earned by you, Navika, let me tell you, India has not grown since 2014. I have the facts and figures. What was our economy?
Okay, so everything about India's failure is what you want India to showcase when it has the G20. And probably that is what is going to give you satisfaction.